Hello everybody, and today I'm going to be showing you the best items you should invest in right now and which items you should sell if you have any of them. So if you do not know, just a few days ago the admins released a new patch in which they buffed and nerfed a lot of items, causing the economy to change, and I do expect it to keep changing, which is why you should try making profit off it. So I'm going to go into detail about which items I believe will rise in price and which ones you should sell immediately. But I may not be 100% right because there's always a risk, but I will have some logical conclusions behind my claims. So so I'm just going to be showing you the best items to invest in. So the thing is, after this patch, Shadow Fairies and Livid Daggers rose in price. As you can see, Livid Daggers are about 8.8 million coins, up about 1.8 million coins pre-patch because Flower of Truth was nerfed, and Flower of Truth now needs 4-6 completion. Livid Dagger doesn't need 4-6 completion, so people who don't have 4-6 completion have to use Livid Daggers instead of Flower of Truth, causing the price change. And Shadow Fairy was buffed pretty hard, making it rise by 47. Making it rise by about 25 million coins, and it only costs us 15 million coins to open a chest. And because the prices of these items rose so much, uh, this makes floor 5 very profitable as you can get Shadow Fairies and Livid Daggers from floor 5. But so, yeah, now you can get so much from floor 5. So, you know what's going to happen? Shadow Assassin armor, which you can also get from floor 5, prices are going to drop. I think prices dropped by about 2 million coins for Shadow Assassin chest plates. For the recombobulated version, uh, it dropped by about like 3 million coins ish, so pretty big drops. And Livid Dagger prices are dropping. Shadow Fury prices are dropping. And one rule of economics is that if a money making method is too good, then a lot of people will do it until the money making method isn't good anymore. So Livid Dagger prices have already dropped by 2 million coins since they spiked up to 11 million coins. Shadow Fairy prices have also dropped by a few million coins. So soon, doing 4-5 a lot isn't going to become a good money making method. And when people don't do this much 4-5, the prices are going to rise again. Like this type of Shadow Assassin leggings usually goes for like 8 million coins, and this goes for like 5.2 ish. This goes for like 4 million coins. This is oh wait, I should buy this. Oh man, yeah. Well, that was a good flip, but yeah. Uh, so prices are kind of low right now. Shadow has some legging prices didn't drop that much, I guess, but yeah, especially Shadow Assassin chest plates, they dropped by a lot. Shadow Assassin helmets, they're also a little down a few hundred K, and especially the mythic one, these usually go for like 7-8 million coins, and now they're down. So I do recommend you investing in Shadow Assassin armor because once people stop doing 4-5 because of Livid Dagger and Shadow Fairy prices drop, then it's like it's probably going to go up in price a lot because the supply is going to drop. So yeah. Now, speaking of Livid Daggers and Shadow Fairies, if you have a Livid Dagger, I'd highly recommend you sell right now. The prices are dropping, and they're only going to keep dropping. And you know what's happening? If you look at mayor elections here, I don't know, can you see it? But it's in the right bottom right of the tab page. Paul is getting elected, and uh, what happens when Paul gets elected? People do dungeons, and Vivid Dagger prices are just going to drop even more from that. So yeah, people are going to dungeons, and Vivid Dagger prices are probably going to go down to like 7 million coins and this stuff. So if you don't like want to lose all the coins, I'd recommend you sell Vivid Daggers. But a good investment could be recombobulated Livid Daggers because I said this in another video about mayor investing. But basically, when Paul becomes mayor, Livid Dagger prices always drop. But recombobulated Livid Daggers that have a lot of stars on them actually go up in price a lot because more people want them to do dungeons with. So yeah, that's one thing. In Shadow Fairy, once people start doing dungeons a lot, you can also expect their prices to drop a lot too. So yeah, and I know that if people do more dungeons, like Shadow Assassin armor prices are probably also going to drop, but the prices are too low for them to really drop any lower. And the drop in Vividag and Shadow Fairy prices will probably contribute to a higher price rise than Paul being mayor. So yeah. Also, Flower of Truth and Juju were two items that had requirements added to them, and Flower of Truth is about 1.7 million coins, down like 3 million coins, I think. So the prices are pretty low right now. I actually expect that the prices of Flower of Truths will rise in the future because the reason why they're so low right now is everybody is selling them because you can't use them. Like a lot of people can't use them anymore. Like there's literally so much pages of Flower of Truth. So because you can't use these Flower of Truths anymore, the prices of uh, Flower of Truths they drop. So much people are selling them. But once people stop panic selling, then the prices are probably going to rise and prices will go up. And speaking of that, because Flower of Truth price has dropped, well, doing 4-6 runs to get ancient roses isn't really the best method. And when people don't do so much 4-6, giant sword prices rise. So giant sword prices are pretty high right now. They're up like 10, 20 million coins, all because of the Flower of Truth nerf, probably. So if you have a giant sword, maybe sell that. They're really high right now, and I honestly do not expect that they will go any higher. So that's probably a good idea. The Juju is a hard one to decide whether to invest in or sell, but there's like a lot of Juju short bows being sold right now. So this one I'm actually not too sure about. Like maybe it's different from the Flower of Truth, but the Juju is a crafting recipe, which means its price is more stable than the Flower of Truth. So it might not be likely that the Juju short bow prices rise. So I'm not too sure about the Juju. It's one of those confusing ones. But yeah, I hope this video helps you. Go ahead and invest in some of those items. They're very good investments. And yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed and see you next